The sari was the sari that Indira wore the day that she died in 1984. So it's a very important object, and it had a lot of small holes from bullet holes through it, and then some tears that would probably happened at the time of the incident. So what they wanted was some advice and then treatment on that item, advice on the best way to display it, and then the treatment in such a way that it didn't kind of obscure the damage, because the damage is very much part of the object. So the repairs that we did in such a way that they physically support areas of damage, but don't hide them, don't disguise them.
I wonder about that concept of the objects not being restored back to their full glory, about keeping the history in them. Was that something that you considered when you were restoring this object?
Well, very much with these objects in particular. It's certainly something we do at any time with an object, but very much conservation is about trying to support and stabilise the original without really altering it or trying to bring it back to something that it is no longer. But in these textiles, this textile is particularly the case because the damage is really so much part of the object. If it wasn't damaged and Indira hadn't been wearing it, it would just be a sari. It was the damage that makes it unique and makes it incredibly poignant and interesting and valuable item. Myself and a colleague from Art Lab, Justin, we worked for the 2 weeks. So initially got the item out and cleaned it, just using surface cleaning to remove dust. We certainly wouldn't use any aqueous cleaning on it because the staining again is very much part of the item. And then it was a case of going through and doing patch repairs. So in each small hole I would stitch behind a small piece of fabric, and we chose a white colour so that the hole was still obvious. And when it was displayed on a white backboard. So when you looked at it and saw the hole, it didn't occur to you that there were other layers of the sari underneath, and that you just saw the white hole and thought you were seeing through to the backboard. So to all intents and purposes, it didn't look like it had been repaired. So we sat there, and then that process is quite a slow process. They're using a very fine polyester thread and a curved needle, and there were about 80 to 85 holes, and I sat there for the fortnight repairing the holes. Meanwhile, Justin prepared the display board. Because one of the things we really wanted was for the item to go back on the board, so in the future if it's moved, that only the board is touched, not the sari. So that was a special lightweight aluminium backboard that was covered with fabric, and on completion of the treatment, the sari was placed on that backboard, and it was folded in such a way like a sari is folded when you wear it, but we padded the fold so there was no sharp creasing, and then it sat on that display board back into the display case.